Hey there, boys and girls. If you missed our last episode, we took the driver's side frame rail of our 2002 Dodge Dakota and cut it off. It was in the way of our Super Duty Dana 60, so it had to go. We then took some 3x4 by 1/4 inch wall rectangular tubing and made a new frame rail. Now the time has come to strengthen this seam between the old section frame and the new section frame. So first step there is to make some patterns. This is a Ryobi battery-powered sheet metal shear. It's not great at cutting sheet metal, but it cuts cardboard perfectly. What I'm doing here is I'm just marking where there's existing holes in the frame so that I don't put a little speed hole or something in here and accidentally hit it, because I don't really want that to be showing. I'd rather cover that up and not have to deal with it. So like right here, I've got a slot here that's already in the frame, so if I put a speed hole in it, it's gonna go right there. Now in this area here, we have a little more work to do. As you can see, I had to actually trim out the existing piece of frame so that it matched the cross section of the new piece of frame. So I ended up hacking off about 2 inches of the lower part of this frame. So in this case, rather than just plating over the seam like I am everywhere else, I actually need to make a fill piece to patch in this section of frame and then also bridge it to the new section of frame on the other side. Now what you're about to see here is really the wrong way to do this. The way I've made these plates, they actually join up corner to corner on each other all the way around. And my idea there was that I could make a really nice, smooth line between each plate and sand it down, and it would just look like a formed piece of tubing, which in theory sounds cool, but it is a ton more work, and it is honestly probably not even as strong as the simpler way to do that. The right way to do this would be to shrink all these plates down by about 1/2 inch at the top and bottom, kind of more like what you see here, and that way I can get a good weld all the way along the top and bottom of these plates, and I can do that all the way around. But that's not what I did here, so let's just fast forward. Going. Keep going. Keep going. Okay, so here it is. It could have been a lot cleaner, could have been a lot quicker, and a lot easier, and like I said, arguably even stronger had I done it the other way, but this is the way I did it. It will be plenty strong for what I'm doing. I'm not concerned about it. But if you guys are working on something like this, save yourself the headache. Don't try and do it the way I did it. It's dumb. All right, with all the welding done, everything sitting where it's gonna sit, we can turn our attention to this motor mount. We have our motor side already in, so now we just have to bridge that gap over to the frame and make some frame side motor mounts. No problem, let's make it happen.
nailed it.
All right, with this driver's side frame rail all welded together, we can now turn our attention back to that radiator support. As you can see, it is not where it's supposed to be. But we have some welding to do on the passenger side frame, so let's get that done and we'll see where this lands after that. This is exactly why I waited until after I welded the passenger side frame to make any commitments on where I'm going to put this body mount up front. So as you can see, it pulled that thing about an inch away just from all that welding. I've got it bolted down, but there is slop in the body mount bolts in the holes. You can loosen it and it'll shift it around a little bit. So I'll loosen that. And once I've verified that it'll reach, we can weld our body mount plate in and move on to the next thing. Okay, I didn't get that on camera, but I loosened the bolt on the body mount on the passenger side, and it now does shift all the way over so that we are hitting our mark again. Look at that, perfect. There's still a question as to how high the mount is. I'm still not positive that I'm hitting that dead on, but worst case scenario, I can space the body mount up. Now I did weld this plate in so that it would hold the body steady where it's at. I'll probably end up redoing this mount because as you can see, it looks a little bit hacked together, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. But our body mounts are back in and our engine is now bolted back in. So I call that a win for this episode. Thanks for watching, guys.